Hello, and thanks for watching. I'm Jessica Gladhart, a local realtor here with Gladhart Realty, and I'm sitting here with Sarah and Ava, the founders of the Botanical Alchemists. These ladies have really been turning some heads around Spokane with their giant, beautiful flower displays, which you may have seen. I'm excited to talk with these girls more about their unique business and all they can offer our community with their creations. So thanks for joining me, you guys.
Thank you.
Hello. So I just wanted to ask you guys a few questions. So how did you guys get started working with flowers and plants?
I'll let Sarah start.
Well, my mom definitely had a garden and we played with flowers, and I did plenty of weeding and things like that. So always played with nature, grew up out in the woods. But about 6 years ago, I started making small scale designs out of flowers and plants, kind of like painting with flowers, so to speak, making imagery. And I made a greeting card line and sell prints and things. And Ava and I met a couple, almost 2 years ago exactly, and just became instant friends. And then it started to blossom in a new way and making really bigger creations together as a team, and organically really started and keeps blooming and growing. Yeah, we can talk some more about that. We'll let Ava talk about her background with plants.
Same thing, just a flower girl, love the outdoors and love nature. My background is more in biology and horticulture. I spent many years doing landscape design and landscaping and working with kind of a larger scale with plants and flowers. And always loved it, but when I met Sarah, I think we just had a really unique chemistry, and realized that with the two skill sets that we had and our ability to collaborate together, that we could create bigger things that would impact our community in a if nothing else, just a fun, positive way. At first, we didn't really think it would be a business.
Yeah, it didn't. Yeah, we were getting flowers, throwaway flowers from florists. So they made a connection. They started giving us things that they would otherwise be just throwing in the trash. They
throw a lot of
too far gone for their arrangements, and so they go in the trash. So sometimes it's like many buckets full of roses and things, and then we're like, what do we do? And we just go out somewhere and make something on the ground that, started out definitely just for our own enjoyment and to use the flowers and put them out there to share with other people too.
We kind of make we started with mandalas and kind of recognizable pictures. I mean, the turtle was an early one. Rainbows, we love rainbows, and it was a way to share those flowers and give them a second life, and also just brighten people's day for sort of no reason. And then as we kept on doing that and had so much fun with it, people started asking for specific things, and we started getting commissions that made sense for us to come up with a brand, so to speak, a name, and take on those commissions.
Yeah, we did a window display at a Veda in the mall downtown. That was in 2019 Christmas.
Yeah.
And that led to River Park Square really liking what we were doing, and ever since we've been doing installations for River Park Square.
Oh,
Every couple of months or so.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
And we started with fresh flower things in our very first one, and it's such a long-term installation versus like a day or a party, an event. We learned the silk flowers, the faux flowers are so beneficial for a long-term thing, and we can reuse them over and over again.
That makes
And
sense.
so we have a big collection, and in some way it's better for the environment in those ways, that a more lasting floral thing that we can continue to use over and over again in different ways. So we have a big collection now of the fake ones.
We go crazy with flowers.
That's awesome. So what are some big displays that people may have seen? Some works of art of your guys's?
Well, I think our most iconic piece is down at Polyjed Park. We have permission to make art down there, and we've been quite busy. It's one of our favorite areas to spend time in, and we've made quite a few fresh flowers, like a big peace sign heart, 2 birds, one a hummingbird and one just a freedom bird. I think people would recognize those. Oh yeah,
there.
Rosita Bonita.
That is the main area that we've made outdoor pieces. When the pandemic started.
Yeah, Sarah had this vision in her head for many years of a giant labyrinth, and
spiral pathway thing.
Yes, I've seen that.
And that was right when we stopped getting flowers because the florists had shut down, and we knew there was a big rubble pile there. And so it was sort of, we wanted to keep creating, and Sarah had this vision for a giant spiraling labyrinth that has 2 entrances that all kind of spirals back to itself. And then the giant snake down there. That
Out
area,
of concrete pieces,
yeah.
mostly like old sidewalk chunks that were all just right there.
Mm-hmm.
And we did have, on both of those 2 big pieces, we had a lot of help. A lot of friends came down and helped create
And we're
those.
always cleaning up an area if we're doing something outside. There was a lot of glass there and a lot of little pieces of metal and
Garbage bottles.
rubble and stuff. So it really made an area that is very trafficked by people a lot nicer. And every time we're over there doing something, people stop and talk to us and tell us how, whatever, their story of how it was meaningful to them, or their children loved to play. We've seen lots of children
Kids.
running through the spiral.
Makes us happy.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
just become a very special place. And one thing that's been so great is that it's inspired other people to make art over there. So if you go over there, you'll find a whole bunch of little artworks in that area that people have made. And we've done some little workshops over there. We did that some with some high school students, just making nature art out of what they could find over there. And that was really fun. They were really creative and surprised us.
That is so cool because you can really make art out of anything, and you guys really bring that out in other people in our community.
One thing that we love so much about this kind of art, a flower arranging, that is temporary, and that's a little more, regular
little more
or
traditional,
average or
yeah.
traditional. But to find something out in nature that is made of nature, that's an artwork, is super magical. And as an art form, it can be really meditative and a really great way to process emotions and things. Process. We've done some memorials, where we've had our own just challenges or moments where making the art just really helps move things through as a way to process it,
It's a form of alchemy, and I think that's how we kind of came about our name, is that we really felt like using elements, and especially botanical elements, but stones and feathers and pine cones, using natural elements and transforming space with them is like Sarah said, a very meditative process for us personally, but it's also a way for people to connect with the earth and connect with their community and connect with other people. I like to think we're making a movement.
and helping.
Yeah.
I really think you guys are. So thank you.
and it's kind of cool too, because as a business, we've always maintained that we want to continue to give back to our community and give back in the form of art and inspiration, and just give people something to smile about for sort of no reason. So while we do take on commissions and we do weddings and memorials and events, especially as they're coming back up, we have a lot of things in the pipe right now. But we want to forever continue to do workshops with the community, and that's something that we have applied for funding for. We received a Saga grant to host some free to the public nature workshops.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That we were gonna do in 2020. It was
set to
hopefully
go.
it will be in 2022.
Oh man.
2022. That seems like
Yeah.
So it will be a free to the public all year, with each season a 4-part series of
Wow.
nature art workshops.
In
And we'll
different
have all
areas.
the supplies.
In Spokane.
And we'll have everything, and people can come and we'll give them a little instruction, and we're going to do an individual artwork, and then if they want to participate in a large group project, we'll be making something
Awesome.
in each
That is
place.
so exciting.
Yeah, we're very excited
And
about
it's
that.
all going to be filmed by drone footage and stuff, so that we can share that imagery that people have co-created. Spokane people can co-create together and then be proud of the artwork that they make. The 4th part of the series is actually a gallery showing at the Wonder Building downtown, so that people that maybe don't even think of themselves as artists can see their work framed and see the pieces that they made individually and the pieces they made collectively in a gallery setting, and be proud of it and be proud of where we live. So
That is so
we're really excited about
beautiful,
it.
you
It's
guys.
been hard to keep putting it off because of COVID, but
Yeah.
And
we're-
we gain
it's
more,
gonna get better.
Yeah. And we really want to promote the idea that everybody is creative, really, and even that doesn't professional artist, you know, but we're all creating in our daily lives in
Especially
a variety
when
of
we come
ways.
together.
Yeah. And to take the pressure off of this kind of art, it doesn't have to be a fine art painting that you hang on your wall. You know, like that you can just make a little thing, and it doesn't have to be, you have to take a picture of it, even it can just be for you. You know, that it can just be a great tool.
We use the word ephemeral a lot, and I love that word because all art is technically ephemeral, like nothing is forever, and this particular kind of nature art always reminds me that you can appreciate something in the moment and not be so attached to it that it stifles you. I felt that as an artist, just as I aged, the more pressure I had on the art to be permanent, the more it kept me from really letting myself go and
being critical of it or something. Yeah.
Botanical art, because you know it's not forever, has a tremendous freedom to it that I've responded to on a personal level, and I've watched other people that think they're not creative or think they're not artists respond really positively to it. So we want to share.
We want to keep sharing that.
We want to share.
I love that. Just everything about it is so beautiful. But that brings me to my next question.
Yeah.
So what kinds of services do you guys offer our community?
Well,
We've been a variety of things with flowers. So
anything flower.
Yeah, flowers. And that was one thing that we talked about, is that we're very flexible and we are always open to a challenge and to create someone's vision for them, what their vision is. But we do some traditionalish floral arrangements, and they're kind of on a more to each special holiday events. Right now we don't have an actual like flat cooler and space. We're not like full florists.
Yeah.
We do some floral arrangements, and then any events, like any flowers for any events.
We have, we're really excited about weddings, just because we always think of flowers at weddings, and we have plans to build this big arch out at a wedding venue and decorate the arch. And then we love doing bridal bouquets, we love doing corsages, that kind of more traditional stuff. And then memorials. We love memorials. Like, it's probably my favorite.
It's so special and meaningful. But we did at one memorial, we did the heart outline on a table and started to fill it in with, or we made it just kind of out of branches and put some petals in it, and then we put flowers, then had their stems cut off all over the table. So then people at the memorial were able to, or we had a little instruction that they could put a flower into the piece in memory of their loved one, which for some people was that person, and then other people thought of other loved ones. And that was a special, like, interactive way that people could do something with the plants, in this processing of their emotions. And they went and then took all those flowers and spread them out on Hayden Lake with the ashes of their loved one. And the petals went out onto the lake. It was just very special. And it's very meaningful for us to be a part of these moments for people that are sadness or joy, and just the deep feelings of being human, and celebrating or memorializing with the flowers and the plants.
I love you so much. I think that would be the biggest service, is that anything emotional, anything important to you, we can come and make it botanically interesting or unique. We've been doing a lot of photo walls lately, and so that's something that we offer. We make backdrops.
A lot of people have probably seen things at River Park Square. It's right in the main atrium. We've had something there
pretty much since
March of last February.
February.
Once you can see things, and the rest of the year is planned out to have something there, we'll be putting something. We're really excited about
crazy excited about them.
About the next installation, which is
a
a little magical spring flowering tree, fairyland kind of a thing that'll be in there, and we're very excited about that.
So that's going to be inside the mall or right out?
Yeah, in the atrium there, Brittany, and there is something there now, but
that River Park Square has been a really great place to highlight what we're capable of. We don't even know sometimes what we're capable of, and
until we try it.
They give us a budget, and we have an idea, and then we bring it to life. And that is what we would offer anybody that wanted us to come make their event kind of cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is really awesome.
And we do those flat installations for people too, like the on the ground, like, or traditional or big giant
A lot of
things.
heart stuff. Lots of hearts.
On any scale,
Any
small
scale,
to
yeah.
large,
Yeah.
you guys can do it.
We like
And we
big,
pretty
though. We
much
really
just
like
say
big.
yes. We say yes to almost everything that comes our direction, just because we like the challenge and we like to. We've met so many incredible people in our community that see something that we've done and it sparks their imagination, and they're always kind of part of the conversation of what we're gonna make.
Almost like you guys are just a catalyst for people's ideas.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good way to put it. I like that
reality.
word.
Yeah, dreams into reality.
Yeah. In flower form. Yeah.
I love it. So what is something most people don't know about your business?
I would say, based on the scale that some people see, especially at River Park Square, I think they are really surprised when they find out it's two women that are really good best friends that met and had an idea and just started doing it. I think that surprises a lot of people because they see the scale of the snake and they see the scale. Mind you, we do get help with a lot of things, but they see us evolving and changing, and they're surprised that it's us two. I often will meet people and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you guys did that?" Because it's different, and it's not exactly like any other business in Spokane. It's not like any other partnership, and we think we're pretty special.
Well, I think so too. I've never met anyone that does something quite like you guys do.
We love it.
Yeah, I can tell.
And
you guys-
it's always kind of changing and evolving
So organic.
and growing. Like, it's very relatable to plants and flowers and how they grow and bloom.
And change with the seasons. I'm always something I'm surprised about us is how adaptable we are. We adapted. We decided to make a business, and then COVID hit, so we adapted to that situation and made the most of it, and have stayed really quite busy.
Yeah.
And we're always kind of holding off on like how if we need help at some point, if we need to hire additional people. But so far, we've just been able to take on every project and surprise
With
each
friends
other.
and family helping you
Yeah.
out. We definitely have some really amazing. What do we call them? Honorary Botanical
Alchemists. We're gonna start making badges, and I hope they watch this today because we are just so grateful for the people that want to help us, or that want to be involved, or want to help us carry a rainbow down this giant 100-pound rainbow down the street, or the most awkward things. And people, my dad, your mom, just
Definitely
everybody.
have help.
We have a lot of support.
a lot of behind the scenes
Yes.
work going on.
We want.
Children
Oh my
helping,
gosh.
carrying all the things.
Jeez, her kids especially are just little troopers, and even maybe people wouldn't think of it, but people commenting on our art or saying that it made a difference in their day, that helps
Oh,
us.
it's like
in
the best.
the
Every time
best.
someone stops and says something, we're working at the mall.
Or
Did
work-
you guys do the lab or anything
Yeah.
over there? It's always thankful for his feedback and
It fuels
what
us.
it meant to them.
Lots of joy.
A lot of
You
joy.
guys
Yeah.
spread around.
Thank you.
So next, just what are your guys' greatest challenges with your business?
For me, it's math. We often lean on each other's skills. Sarah is exceptional at math, and I'm challenged, and she sometimes gives me things. She's like, "Just do it, Ava." Mental math is not my challenge.
I think we really balance each other in so many ways. Is what we found is that we each have things that are skills that we offer, and coming together as a team. It could have been more challenging, but I feel like the partnership between us and the collaboration is really easy in a lot of ways. Where I've had collaborations in the past that don't always work out, and it can be very challenging to work with someone, and we have just this real chemistry of being able to work together. And maybe one of our challenges is just learning new things of a new project that we'll be like happy to take on, even though we don't know exactly how it will happen, and just trying it out. And we always kind of oh, that worked out or that didn't, or
We
you
try
know,
to
we learn.
reflect after each major project. We're like, well, what was working with that? What wasn't working with that? What could we have done better? What would have been more stable? Stability as we get three-dimensional
Bigger,
is
yeah.
often, you know, we use a lot of chicken wire and wire. And recently I've started learning how to weld. And so
Yeah, we're
Sarah,
getting
we're like, we
bigger.
want to make more
Sculpture,
stable
yeah.
sculpture things that aren't so maybe a little bit less ephemeral but safer, especially
still
for like
made
an
of nature and
yeah
but some under
structure
that-
is
yeah.
a challenge for us. But
'Cause
we
we
like
are
it.
we are getting big. We have even bigger visions.
Our next one is going to be like
After our magical forest, yeah, Earth
Yeah.
is a big lady, a big beautiful Mother Earth nature goddess, kind of a lady who will be freestanding. That will be in River Park Square.
That sounds amazing.
So the
When
spring
can
and
we
summer-
look out for those?
Yeah, just coming up here in the spring and summer. Those will be the next two. Each one will be up for a couple months there at River Park Square.
Awesome. I'm really excited. Me
they're all in our heads right now,
Yeah.
so they'll come to flower
I mean,
form
gosh,
by May.
That's some of the biggest joy of being a creator, of having an idea and a fantasy in your mind and then turning it into something real. It's such a joy, and I feel so blessed that we get to
Me
do
too.
this
Me too.
together.
What you touched on about fantasy, it was neat in the sorry to keep going, but like in the beginning I felt like we had to kind of limit our fantasies because the budget wouldn't necessarily be there, and we're like, oh, we want to do this, and then we've really honed in on the skills that are needed to create those kinds of things. And as our budgets get bigger and as our audience gets bigger, we're able to not limit our fantasies so much. And so when we're like, oh, let's create a 9-foot woman out of, it's possible. And we always believe it's possible, but the fundamental skills are coming, and the finances to help create those kinds of things are backing us up, and our fantasies are getting crazier.
Yeah.
So we're
There's a
happy.
will, there's a way,
Yeah.
right?
And that would be something I would love to share with the audience too, is just to believe in your dreams, that even however outlandish they are or weird or not profitable, those kinds of limiting beliefs that we have about our dreams, whatever they may be, the human spirit has something that just wants to create. And so whatever you're out there creating, I hope you believe in it, because it can come to life.
All right, well, you guys have already touched on this a little bit, but what are your goals over the next year? Or two?
Yeah, I mean, some basic, the less fun things are like getting all of our websites super dialed in and getting what we offer, really clear so that people, it's easier for people to find us and know what we can do with them. But we always will take messages or inquiries and stuff. And keep continuing to get bigger, doing bigger events. We're most likely doing a pretty big event this fall that will be really big for us to get an even larger scale.
Yeah.
And we want to, I don't know if this will happen this year. We want to travel more in that kind of, we were going to go to Peru and do a retreat there, a nature workshop kind of thing. That kind of fell through because of the pandemic, but that's on the back burner of future, at least, maybe not this year, but definitely continuing to reach out to the world and just keep growing.
You mentioned your workshops this summer.
Yes, yes.
I'm really excited about those. And another goal would be, I forgot what I was going to say. I had something so good. Well, we did a giant festival piece at a festival called Beloved early on when we were making art together, and we reapplied for it and we got accepted, and then Beloved got canceled because of the pandemic. So festivals is another goal that we have. We really
do like that environment and celebration
and just the that kind of microcosm of people coming together for the purpose of celebrating music and art and culture. We love being present at those kinds of events. So that's a goal. But in time, as those things come back into our lives, we're ready to celebrate them.
Yeah, it's great. I could see you guys at Beloved. It's a really special
Have you
event.
been?
Yes, I love
Yeah.
it so
Oh,
much.
isn't
Yeah,
it
when
so
yes,
special?
and when we made with a team a giant heart piece that was kind of a rainbowish mandala, and it was really fun to sit off to the side. And we do this sometimes at different artworks. When it's busier at a festival, you get to see more of it, but sit off to the side and watch people observe it, because people are just like walking around and then they see it and they're like, you know, like their expression and getting to witness that stuff is really special. Kind of oftentimes they don't know you're seeing them. But in that setting, there were so many people and so many people got to experience it. So it was so great to share the art with such a big audience.
And just witnessing the magic
There was
in
bees
people's
all
faces.
over it, you know. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's definitely that sense of wonder that often happens with this art form.
Definitely.
I think about that too, that you know, the word feedback, like when you get feedback from another person, it means they feed you back. And so as an artist, feedback is a very real motivating and empowering force, that when somebody views your art, and most, well, I don't know if that's true, but many artists don't get that. You know, they create art for a long time and they might be able to show in a gallery, or they might be able to produce their art and get a lot of feedback. And I think it's increasing more so with social media. You can feel that, how that art impacted somebody. But for us, we've just been so blessed to actually witness somebody having a moment of awe, or moments of tears, or moments of responding to the art. And I think more than anything, that comes from nature itself, like just flowers and plants and moss and bark, like all these elements are so beautiful, and when we artfully put them in an arrangement, I think that it impacts people in a way that other well, just in a different, unique, magical kind of a way. So I'm really like thankful for that.
Well, just lastly, what is the best way for people to contact you guys?
I think Instagram and email. So our Instagram is the.botanical.alchemists, and then our email is thebotanicalalchemists@gmail.com. And we're on Facebook. Facebook is a way that people reach out to us.
Yeah, we do have the website. But it's still in its early phases. But it does have contact info on there too. So kind of any of those social media things, you can message us.
Okay, great.
We're quick to respond to.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with me.
Thank you,
Really,
Jessica.
really
it
good
has been
to get to know you guys more and just learn more about your business and what drives you to just make these beautiful creations.
And thank you for creating this forum for people to share in our community. You were catching me up on it a little bit before this, and I just love what you're doing, and I love that you're helping to spread the word about local businesses, and I really appreciate what you're doing.
Appreciate that. Well, before we go, I would love to show this just beautiful, it's kind of hard to see, I'm sitting in front of it, but Sarah and Ava just have a little display of beautiful
Succulent heart.
succulent heart that they have put together, and I just love it so much.
Yeah, we do.
It was at River Park Square.
Yeah, we build a
brought
lot
it
of
home,
things out of twigs and sticks, and we love using like all the lichen in here, and we love using elements from nature to create hearts. Hearts are big.
Yeah,
We love hearts.
lovely.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for watching. Again, I'm Jessica Gladhart, a local realtor here with Gladhart Realty, and this is Sarah and Ava, founders of the Botanical Alchemists.
Thank you.
Yes, and I would encourage you to check out our community website, parkbench.com/Lincoln Heights, and if you or your business would like to be featured, feel free to reach out. Thanks again for watching, and have a great rest of your day. Bye. Bye.